Welcome back, everyone. We're always keeping an eye out for breakthroughs, often finding some really cool stuff over at AIagentstore.ai. And today, we're looking at Wan 2.2. It's this new open weights family of video models. People are calling it a pretty major successor in this whole generative video space.
Right.
The excitement seems to be around getting really cinematic, high-res video.
Exactly. And it's a big deal, architecturally speaking, mainly because of the quality it achieves. We're talking native 1080p video clips.
1080p, wow.
Yeah, and the word is it's kind of fundamentally solved, or at least massively improved, two really persistent issues, motion quality and temporal consistency.
Okay, let's pause on that for a sec. Temporal consistency. Can you break that down? What exactly are we solving there for folks maybe less deep in the weeds on this?
Sure. Think about like watching a generated video where something just flickers weirdly. Or maybe an object kind of morphs or distorts as it moves across the screen.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of that.
Right. So temporal consistency is basically making sure that doesn't happen. The subject, the objects, they stay looking like themselves, frame after frame, even during tricky movements or longer shots. Older models, especially open source ones, they really struggled with keeping things stable for even, say, 4 seconds. Wan2.2, reportedly, it's holding things together much better, keeping that object identity solid, even with faster camera moves.
And the features list is pretty broad too, right? It's not just one trick. The sources show multiple modes.
Oh, yeah. It's quite versatile. You've got your standard text to video, obviously, but also image to video, which is cool, like animating a static picture.
Okay.
And really practically video to video editing. Plus, they've even thrown in speech to video generation.
That video to video part sounds useful. What are the sort of immediate applications there?
Well, it's fascinating how quickly this translates. For VFX artists, you could use existing footage as a reference to guide the generation. Think style transfers or complex edits made way simpler.
Oh.
Or animating that static image. Game developers could maybe quickly mock up moving character portraits or, bring background elements to life. Lots of potential.
And we're seeing some pretty big models here, parameter-wise. Up to 14 billion. For someone maybe working in a small studio or even at home, what does a 14 billion parameter model actually mean in terms of output?
It generally means higher fidelity, better detail, and it tends to follow the prompt instructions more closely.
Right.
The sources also mention they're using something called mixture of experts, or MOE. It's a technique. Basically, think of that huge 14 billion parameter brain, but MOE lets it only activate the specific expert parts needed for the task at hand.
So more efficient.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
You get the power and quality that comes with the large size, but it might run faster and use fewer resources than a standard dense model of the same parameter count.
Okay, this sounds pretty high-end, which usually brings us to the next big question. Access. How easy is it to actually get your hands on this?
And this is where it gets really disruptive, I think, especially for media folks. Wan2.2 is out there under an Apache 2.0 license.
Apache 2.0. Okay. What does that mean practically?
It means it's fully open source. And the pricing model is, free. Anyone can grab the code repositories, download the actual model checkpoints from places like Hugging Face, and start using it right now.
That's huge for creators, for developers.
Yeah.
An Apache 2.0 license. What are the commercial implications? Can you build on this?
Absolutely. That's the beauty of it for commercial use. You get immense freedom. You can take the model, you can fine-tune it for your specific needs, build a product or service around it, sell the videos you generate, sell the tool you build.
Without owing royalties.
Exactly. No royalties or revenue sharing back to the original developers. It really does level the playing field quite a bit, especially against those big proprietary systems that used to dominate this kind of high-res video generation.
Okay, so it's powerful, it's open, it's high-res. But here's a twist that caught my eye, especially for you tracking the whole AI agent landscape. The reported autonomy level is really low, only 6%.
That's right. And it's a critical distinction. This is a reactive diffusion model. It's incredibly sophisticated at generating output, but only in direct response to what the user gives it: text, an image, audio, whatever.
So it's not thinking for itself.
Not at all. It doesn't have any independent goals. It doesn't plan. It doesn't make decisions outside of executing the prompt. It lacks those core things we associate with autonomous AI agents.
Why is that low autonomy score, that 6%, actually maybe a good thing for, say, a VFX artist or a video editor using this?
Because creatives need control. You want the tool to do exactly what you tell it to do.
Right, you don't want it going rogue with its own ideas.
Precisely. Imagine if a high autonomy model decided, I think this scene needs a different color palette, or let's change the camera angle here because it feels better. That could be disastrous in a professional workflow.
Yeah.
At 6% autonomy, Wan2.2 acts like a very, very smart, very obedient tool. It does what it's told extremely well, but it doesn't impose its own creative will. That predictability, that control, is exactly what professionals need.
So wrapping this up then, 1.2.2 feels like a really significant moment for open source video. It's bringing 1080p quality, better consistency, and putting it out there with an Apache license. Democratizing it, basically.
It really is. It makes these advanced capabilities accessible and commercially usable for pretty much everyone, from researchers to individual creators to studios.
Which leads to a big question, I suppose.
Definitely. It makes you wonder, when tools this good are just freely available globally immediately, how quickly will open source models like Wan2.2 start to accelerate change across the entire media and entertainment landscape? Something for you to think about as you maybe check this tech out.
Absolutely. And if you want to dig into the details, the specs, the source material we've been looking at, you can find all the links over at AIAgentStore.ai. Thanks as always for rating the show.